All right, shit, we're live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sports Syndicate podcast, and we're gonna start things off a little differently this week because we're gonna jump right into something recently happened. We lost a very influential figure in pro football. I mean,
Yeah.
dare I say, an icon.
Yeah.
so
Overall, dude.
overall, like an icon in sports and entertainment, an NFL legend. Damn, rest in peace, John Madden. That one
Yeah.
hurt.
This was tough. I watched his Christmas special the day of, and I'm just like, no,
Mhm.
this isn't real life. Where's the script? Vince, where's the script? No, it was real, and it's sad. It's sad. He had a really good life, of course. Living legend, get inducted to the Hall of Fame. Great announcer, great coach, great person. I mean, I watched
Yeah.
the thing, like I said, and it's just he touched so many lives. So God rest his soul and God rest his family, or not rest. God bless his family.
Like, you can knock John Madden for whatever. He was kind of goofy. He,
Yeah,
maybe did a little bit too much with the telestrator. He may have done
yeah.
it. But this man, it seemed like everything he
It
ever
was
did or put his name on was great. I mean,
yeah, it was passion.
he went from, a great Super Bowl winning coach, the guy that kind of created that Raider mystique that they're still trying to live off today,
Yeah,
to then becoming an amazing
yeah,
commentator with, he and Pat Summerall and all the games they called. And
yeah.
I think Chris Berman said it, and I agreed completely. Like,
Back,
John
back, 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 back.
Madden, John Madden wanted you to have fun with football. Like, he would explain it to you, he would break it down for you, but he wanted you to have fun.
Yeah,
He wanted those critical moments in games to seem fun for the people to watch. He wanted to suck you in.
yeah,
And he did a great job of that. And then even while doing it and moving past that, you know, the Madden football game
wow,
alone, I
yeah.
mean, that changed everything.
Everything.
I remember being, God, like maybe 11, 12 years old in the early 90s. And because Christmas just passed, and I found out I was getting Madden football on a Sega Genesis console. It was like one of the first times they ever released the game.
Yeah,
And I found out because I saw where my parents hid the gifts, and I went in the
nice.
closet looking. And as soon as I saw it, I
Yeah,
stopped thinking. I ripped the game open, pulled it out, put it in my Sega, started playing it. I was like, "That's amazing!" and got busted half an hour later.
jeez. Yeah,
Yeah,
it-
my parents were not happy, but I was. And all
yeah,
these years later, all these consoles later, Madden is still the probably the best sports game in the
yeah,
game. You
yeah,
know, especially you think football, you Madden, like football and video games, Madden.
yeah,
Watch a football game, Madden.
yeah,
Think about great coaches, Madden. I mean, this guy was everything.
yeah.
And I've been a fan of his for a very long time. I mean, I still have sealed. This is the 1992 All Madden Football Trading Card Series.
Oh, look at that.
Everybody that made the All Madden team in 1992, superstars like Mark Rippon, are in
Yeah.
this box.
Well, that just shows you that he didn't just do, he just wasn't just a coach. I mean, broadcaster, all Madden. I mean, so many things he did. It's just it's amazing what he did.
Yeah,
He just wanted to be a coach. And then, you know what? I want to still be in the game of football, so a broadcaster. And then it just a life of its own with the turducken and then John Madden, the
the
Madden games,
turducken. Oh
and
my god.
it just
Oh,
the
excuse
all
me.
Madden team. I mean, there's so many things he did for the NFL. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
crazy. It really is. It's
I mean, you can talk about certain iconic figures in football, and there are others,
yeah,
but Madden's got to be one of them. And he will be sorely missed. I don't care how many years it's been since he's been on a table. I don't care how many. There are so many people
yeah,
my age, maybe older, maybe even younger, who
yeah,
g- were introduced to football because of John Madden. Whether you
yeah.
heard him on a
The game.
commentary or you were playing one of his games, I mean, it was just
Yeah.
the man was everywhere for a good reason because he was a
Yep.
good guy. And I can't imagine where the NFL would be today without him.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
he was practically, after his coaching career, he was practically their ambassador, you know?
Yeah, and he was still working with them too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the crazy part. So I really got to
yeah,
take a moment and raise a glass and say, rest in peace, John Madden. Thank you for everything you did. That's good.
yes,
And
sir.
Nick's probably hating on me because I could drink and he can't.
Yeah, ain't drinking. I got to lose some of this weight.
Oh, I'm good. I'm skinny. You can see that.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
I'm spry for my age. What can I say? But on to the thing that John Madden loved more than anything: football. Week 17, and got a lot of crucial games coming up. But we've also got a few little bits of news. One of them being that Jacksonville, now that this 2-week period to contact coaches about vacancies has opened up,
Yeah,
has already got in touch with at least 4 separate candidates as their head for their vacant job. One of them being Jim Caldwell, who you might know from his days with the Colts and in the Lions. The other is, of course, Dougie P, who, we figured was going to draw some interest from any team looking for a coach, and we're not wrong.
yeah,
And then the Jags put feelers out to Tampa requesting Todd Bowles, their defensive coordinator, and Byron Leftwich,
yeah.
their offensive coordinator, for interviews. And I just want to kick this to Nick first. Like, who do you think
Yeah.
will be the right fit for this team going forward?
Yeah, I think they would be lucky to get Dougie P, but I just don't know if that's a team he wants to be on. I feel like we discussed it beforehand when we went over the rundown. In my opinion, I think he needs more of a complete team. I don't think he wants to start from the bottom, because as many draft picks as they had, they still have more because they're just not playing well. So It's still a rebuilding process. I don't care if it's 2, 3, a decade. It's going to be a long time. We're not sure when, you would think someone like Leftwich, Caldwell, someone like that, even though I don't think Caldwell could be a head coach. He didn't do really well in his last gig as a head coach. And Leftwich, I mean, he's there. I don't know. I don't know how well he can perform, just because I'm going to say it. His quarterback is Tom Brady. I don't know. I don't know if that tells anything, but honestly, I don't know. I don't want Dougie P to go there, because I think he could do better, and I think he could be a championship coach again if he decides to go somewhere. So I don't know. It's a good question.
No, I agree, and I'm sure they're going to ask for more interviews as the season and the off season goes on. I don't know if they're going to have a head coach in place before their season is over. That would be a little weird.
Yeah.
Because you got like Darrell Bevel standing there as interim head coach, and then up in the press box is the guy replacing him. That feels a little awkward. So I don't think it's going to happen right away.
Yeah,
they do like the candidates that they're bringing in. And when I look at what they've asked to interview so far, Jim Caldwell, I don't see making a good fit in Jacksonville. I don't think Jim Caldwell, unless they're going to bring Peyton Manning back to quarterback, because I could tell they had a video about a week ago, maybe even beginning of this week, Peyton Manning was throwing some passes, and he actually looked pretty good. If they're going to bring Peyton Manning into Jacksonville, then maybe Jim Caldwell's your answer. But outside of that, you can forget him. He proved it with the Lions. I mean, he had Matthew Stafford and some weapons around him, and he still couldn't win.
Yeah.
The only thing that I loved was the Lions ended up after him with the greatest interim head coach of all time, Jim Bob Cooter.
Yeah.
I'm not making that name up, y'all. Look it up. Jim Bob Cooter took over for Caldwell.
Jimmy Bob.
Now, I'm kind of with you when it comes to Doug. I think, could they build a team with what absolutely. They have, and then draft picks, cap space, that sort of thing? Yeah, absolutely. And Doug was on one of those teams where they were rebuilding, and they had drafted a young quarterback, and they put some money into the team, and it flourished. So he could be successful there, but I don't know if he's willing to go through that process again.
No, yeah.
Like any job you get, that's open right now is going to be open for a reason. Probably because the team isn't very good
Yeah.
or it isn't very deep.
Yeah.
But man, Jacksonville is probably the best example of not very good and not very deep.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it'll be available, but I could see him going to a place like Chicago,
Yeah.
replacing Matt Nagy. Maybe new GM comes in, they work together, they straighten that
Foles.
team out, and I don't know. Nick Foles looked pretty good against Seattle in the
Yeah.
snow. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's your answer, but he did look pretty damn good with the Bears, and they won.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll
So
be interesting for
but
sure.
they have pieces. I just think they don't have the proper offensive scheme, and they definitely don't have an offensive line. That's
Yeah.
for sure. But I think a guy like Doug could come in there and jumpstart that team, and then they could, revamp their line, get their guys on defense back, Khalil Mack and company that have been out for a while, and who knows, they could be a playoff team. So you want to
Yeah.
go there and turn a team that wasn't so good into a playoff team, or do you want to go to Jacksonville and have that rebuild?
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know if Doug.
Yeah.
I don't know if Doug's the right fit either. I think it comes down to, at least from these four, either Todd Bowles or Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
And Bowles is a great candidate. I mean, Jacksonville has some pieces on defense. Todd Bowles has been an amazing defensive guy his entire career.
Yeah.
So
But not head coach.
if they wanted to start there,
Yeah.
and work their way up as a great defense with a offense that they're improving.
Yeah.
That was kind of how the Jags got successful in the first place. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they built a
team.
great defense, and then they managed to slap some pieces together on offense to complement it. And the next thing you know, they were one of the top teams in the league, and then they fell off.
Yeah.
So he makes sense. But I think out of all of them, I might have said this with Matty Daddy when we first talked about the firing. I think Byron Leftwich is your guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand he had Tom Brady and, he's had some established quarterbacks, but he's also put together some nice offensive schemes. He's also been very adaptable when you look at what the Bucs have done.
Yeah.
It's not just all airing it out in 50 passes a game. If he needs to lean on a running game, he'll adapt his game plan. If he thinks he can beat you through the air, he's going to do that. He mixes it up, and that's definitely something that you need, not only from a coordinator but from a coach.
Yeah.
And again, he's got plenty of history at Jacksonville, and for him to come back, be the guy that starts bringing that team back to some level of success, feels kind of fitting.
Yeah. For me, I think it's going to be a coach that's coaching now, because I see a lot of candidacies that's coaching, head coaching spots that's going to, I think what I'm trying to say is I think head coaches right now are going to get fired. And I can see someone like a John Harbaugh. I think I can see him going there, because he cost them 2 games. They went for 2 points twice, and it didn't, look good there. They lost the game. So I don't know. I think they need a coach, a veteran coach, a coach that's been there before. And I think that's what they tried to get with Urban Myers. I just don't see them getting someone like Leftwich. I mean, they have to do a lot of work. It's not just the draft picks. It's about the team. It's about the camaraderie. It's not there. They're not gelled yet. A lot of things Myers did not help. So I can see someone like a John Harbaugh. I could see someone like Nagy, to be honest. I just I don't know. I just don't think
I don't know about Nagy.
I just don't think it's going to be a rookie coach.
I think Nagy's a better coordinator than he is a head coach. Now, again, that's tough to tell, because he came from being the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs when they had Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He replaced Doug Peterson when Patrick Mahomes went boom. So was he that good of a coach, or was Patrick Mahomes, was he that good of a quarterback?
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Mahomes.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Even this year, when it looked like Mahomes and the Chiefs were struggling, all of a sudden they've just caught fire.
Yeah.
And so if we're gonna knock Leftwich because he's had Brady or whoever, Matt Nagy had Pat Mahomes when Pat Mahomes was headed for the stratosphere.
Good point.
And since then, he's had multiple quarterbacks to work with, and it hasn't looked good. So I
Yeah.
think he's a good coordinator on a talented team. I don't know if he's a great head coach.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's going to be a veteran coach, a coach that's been coaching for a while, not a
Mm.
assistant coach. That's just my opinion, but I
I mean,
just feel like,
I don't even know if he's available. They haven't reached out yet, but
yeah,
everybody always brings up Eric Bieniemy,
yeah,
the Chiefs offensive coordinator.
yeah,
I feel like he being, the guy that he is in Kansas City and a former player, he could get in there and work
yeah,
with that team, and maybe maybe they would respond to him a little more because he's kind
yeah,
of closer to them in age. He was a player too. Like
yeah,
he understands, and he's had success, and he understands how to work with guys that are top NFL prospects.
yeah.
So, that could be something. They haven't reached out to him yet, or I would have, probably leaned towards him, but that would be a
Yeah.
good call.
I
Lord
would like
knows
to see.
how many
I
head coaching jobs has he been up for in the past couple of years, and everybody's passed.
Yeah, I would like to see someone like Kellen Moore again. Like I said, I'm going to go back to what I
Hmm.
said earlier. Rookie coach. I don't think that's what they're looking for. I don't think that's what they need. But a Kellen Moore would be interesting, just because I feel like he needs to get out of Dallas. As much as it's
Yeah,
nice, the
yeah.
billion-dollar entity it is, I think it's time to get out of there. So we'll see.
And I don't know if it was both of them, but I know Jacksonville reached out to Dallas to talk to at least Dan Quinn, their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but he's not a good head
And
coach either.
no, not really. And
Yeah,
Kellen Moore. And I know Quinn turned them down.
yeah,
And I think Kellen Moore might have too, but I
yeah,
can't quite remember. It popped back into my head as when you brought him up. And
yeah.
I don't think Dan Quinn's that great of a head coach either. I mean, he
No.
had his shot and he did okay with the Falcons, but
Yeah, Matty Ice was good then.
yeah, they had he was good on a stacked offensive team.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's one of those suspect things where it's like, when
Yeah,
they weren't so stacked, you didn't do so well, and then you got fired.
yeah. Maybe someone like Zimmer, because I feel like he's on the hot seat. I feel like someone that's coaching now is going to coach the Jags. It's going to be interesting.
Hmm. No, it's definitely gonna be interesting. And thank you, Kofi. I love them. I love this man. He shows up for everything I do.
Yo,
This
yo,
is
Kofi Wheatston, my
Dirty
man.
Heels.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, if you don't watch, check out the Dirty Heels podcast. You're gonna love
Yeah,
that shit. Fellow league members, we love you, Kofi.
yes, sir.
Um, Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I guess we could start to break down some of these games. Maybe give you some of these bubble teams' playoff chances
Yeah, it's getting
in the
interesting,
mix
Dom.
because
Really is.
we got 2 weeks left, and the AFC is starting to shake out a little bit, but the NFC, it seems like
Yeah,
out of the 16 teams, like 12 of them are still in.
yeah, it really is crazy.
So it's going to be interesting, and you know what? Fuck it. Since we're both fans of them, and they're a 1 o'clock game this week, we got to talk a little bit about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, we
We
should.
we got to talk about these last few weeks in the upcoming game. At the last time we were with you guys, they were they were going into their bye, and Gardner Minshew would look good, and there were even reports that Minshew had went to Nick Sirianni and the staff and
Yeah,
asked to continue starting for the rest of the season. And Nick Sirianni was like, "Hey, thanks for the help, Gunner, but no,
yeah. See ya.
no." And I thought going into the Washington game, which Nick actually got to go to, I think.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes,
was
I
the game,
did.
yeah,
Tuesday
against the
night,
football team.
baby.
I thought going into that Washington game, that might get Jalen Hurts upset, might get him
Yeah,
shook. This guy has a great game. Now he wants to start. Now the pressure's on me. And it
yeah,
looked that way at the beginning. But once he
it
calmed
did.
down,
Yep.
holy shit. And then
Got
he
the
came
offense
out
going.
last week and had another great game against the
Yeah,
Giants. We struggled against before the Jet game and before
yeah,
missing the Jet game due to an injury. So it seems to have lit a fire under his ass.
yeah,
The team has won 3 straight games. Now, granted, none of those 3 teams were very good.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, the Jets are the Jets. We beat them with our backup, which is cool, but they're still the Jets. The Giants without Daniel Jones, the Washington football team without Taylor Heineke and Kyle Allen. Who were they? Garrett Gilbert. from the
field goal. Yeah,
practice squad, like last minute on account of COVID.
yeah,
But wins are wins. They're sitting at 8-7, 2
yes,
games to go. They have they have actually gotten into the last wild card spot in the rundown, and everybody else is in the hunt.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
come back this week with a rematch against the football team in Washington.
yeah,
As far as I know, Taylor Heineke's not ready. Either he's hurt or he got back on the COVID list. I don't know.
yeah.
But Kyle Allen is and should start. So at least I'll have the second string guy in for this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it was exactly what you said. It was a really bad first half or first quarter for the Eagles, but once once Hurts got going, the offense got going, it looked like a complete team. It looked like a team that could make a playoff run. And I'm not saying they're
Yeah.
going to win the championship because,
No.
I don't think that's possible. But, any given Sunday. And then you think, well, they are really good at running the ball, and now we found out that Sanders broke his
Oh
hand.
yeah, broke his
So
hand.
it's tough because
It's like, motherfucker.
yeah, any given Sunday, but when you have one of the most explosive running backs in the league, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But even though we play shitty teams in the past, and we're playing another pretty, I don't want to say shitty because the Washington football team, they look good at times, but they're not as good as they looked last year.
No.
I think we'll make the playoffs because the chances are pretty high. What is it? The Niners have to beat who? What's the stipulation here?
Oh, I can't remember the scenarios,
Or the
but
scenario?
at this point, the Niners are the second wild card, and we are the third.
Yeah.
And if we have a better record, we could jump them. But if we
All
end
right,
up
I
with the
got it. I
same
got it.
record, Niners win by the tiebreaker because they beat us.
I got it. Eagles can clinch the playoffs this Sunday with a win at Washington, a Vikings loss at the Packers, plus Saints losing to the Panthers or the 49ers beating the Texans. So that's
All of
pretty,
which is possible. Let's
yeah,
be real.
very much so. Very much so.
Like, I don't want to pick all the games at once, but when you look at that scenario, when you look at the Eagles have to beat the team,
Yeah.
already did it. The
Yep.
Niners have to beat the Texans. Okay. I mean, the Texans have played better lately, but
Yeah.
they're still a
Nothing
pretty
like,
bad team.
yeah.
The Packers have to beat the Vikings. Well, I know the
Yeah.
Vikings had beaten Green Bay in Minnesota in a close game, but it's still doable. So really there's nothing in that scenario that says we can't clinch a playoff spot this week.
Exactly. Yeah. True.
And the big thing for me, and I think it might have been brought up on ESPN or something, with the question has been asked, and I want to ask Nick about this. Is Jalen? Do you consider Jalen Hurts to have done enough to be given like another season? Like instead of
It's a good
going for
question.
these, do you go like in the offseason, do you go out and try to snatch a big name at quarterback with these draft picks, or do you pick guys and try to
Yeah.
build around this guy and give him another season after the performance?
Yeah, well, I mean, why are we in this situation right now? Because we drafted Hurts. So it's a tough decision, but I think for the front office, they have to go with Hurts just because you have to have somebody there that's played at least a year. You can't bring in
Yeah.
someone and start because then they have to do the whole rebuilding process. And I don't mean
Right.
rebuilding as in draft picks and picking players. I mean the team. They have to learn, they
Yeah.
have to bond, they have to be a team together. And damn it, Hurts deserves it. So I got to go with Hurts. I mean,
I hear
yes, he took a pretty bad L against the Giants. That was embarrassing, but that's what happens. That's the game of football.
Yeah.
I've said it before. Any
And
given Sunday.
honestly, I think he's played his best football at quarterback since that loss.
Yeah,
He played damn well in the Washington game, and then against the Giants, I mean that throw to Devontae Smith on the run in the end zone, that was beautiful.
yeah,
He's really started to put it together. Like we know he's capable of running. We know what he can do athletically, but he's actually playing better from the pocket. He's throwing better. He's looking like the lights are turning on, and he's starting
yeah.
to get it. And it is official, by the way. We do get a first-round pick from the Colts because of the
Yes, we
playing time
do.
Carson Wentz has got, regardless of his COVID situation at the
Yeah,
moment. So 3 first-round picks. You have this guy, and first and foremost, you got to gauge the interest because there are going to be guys out there, not just Deshaun Watson, because
Yeah, we don't
yes,
want that.
talented, but what the fuck? Like we
Yeah.
already got Bill Cosby in Philly. We don't need you.
Yeah.
But there
Yep.
will also be Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and a few other big name quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now, Russell Wilson came out, I think, while we were kind of taking a break over the holidays, and had said there were a few more teams that he would go to. He mentioned the Denver Broncos. He mentioned the New York Giants. He didn't mention Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that's a mistake? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's his prerogative, and he's got a no trade clause. So
Yep.
if he doesn't want to come, and if you don't want to take a shot on an aging Aaron Rodgers, even though he's probably this close to back-to-back MVPs, and aging Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
then why not stick with Jalen Hurts? It allows you salary cap freedom. It allows you 3 draft picks to add to this team. It allows you the money to go out into the market and maybe add to this to both sides of the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
And go from, maybe a 7th seed playoff team this year to maybe, a division champion next.
Yeah, well, look what you just said. I mean, we're about to make the playoffs with a rookie coach, a rookie quarterback, shit ton of injuries. So it's like
I'm knocking on wood as we speak.
Well, I mean, the point was well taken. It's look at what we're doing now. Injuries, rookie coach. I mean, the whole bullshit with Wentz and Dougie P. I mean, that's still lingering, So you just can't. You cannot go back on your word. You have to stay with Hurts. And again, it's his first full year. He was hurt too. I mean, this kid's playing really well. He's going to make some bad decisions. Aaron Rodgers still makes bad decisions. Tom Brady lost against I always want to say their other name. The football team.
The football team.
Bad decisions. I mean, that's just what you do. That's just
everybody does, especially. I mean, if you look at it, that now you're saying Jalen Hurts is a few games past his rookie season. He's played a little bit more than 16 games.
Yeah,
and I have in those 16 games, he has completed 56% of his passes for 3,400 yards.
What?
20 touchdowns.
What?
And 16 interceptions.
What?
But he's also ran for close to 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
In a season's worth of games.
Yeah.
From last year and this year put together.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous rookie season. Like Deshaun Watson didn't have those numbers.
No.
Okay? And I know he wasn't the guy that he was last year in his rookie year.
Yeah.
But that's just because he had room to grow after putting up some big numbers. And I think Jalen's there too.
And I think that bond with the coach too. You saw them arguing during the game with the football team. I mean, it just seems like, not father-son, but like they have that bond, and it's great. I mean, again, it's only year one. And we're about to make the – Go ahead.
It seems like, he and Nick have kind of gelled and worked it out to the point where they can kind of talk and make adjustments during the game on the sidelines. Yep. It seems like Devontae Smith is starting to really show that potential on the field. Like he's made some impressive catches. He's gotten open. He's been more productive. He's been a bigger part of the offense the past few weeks. It seems like Dallas Goedert has finally stepped into that role of big play tight end. The pieces are starting to come together.
Yeah,
and they're
3
starting
draft picks.
And so whether he makes the playoffs or not this year, I think is kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
I think he's done enough to earn a second season.
I agree.
So unless you can get somebody that is a slam dunk quarterback that's going to take this team from where they are now to perennial Super Bowl contenders, I'd stick with Jalen Hurts. I'd get rid of your GM. That's just me. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Go away, Howie Roseman. It just doesn't. I mean, so, look at the succession. It's like, okay, so you gave up on Carson Wentz basically when you drafted Jalen Hurts. And then if you go in this year and you trade for a quarterback, or you have 3 draft picks in the first round, you take another quarterback. What does that say to Jalen Hurts? The same thing I said to Wentz. And now we're just in this repetitive
cycle.
circle
Yeah.
of hell.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, eventually there's got to be a guy that you just say, this is our guy, and we're sticking with him. You
Yeah.
thought that was Carson Wentz. It wasn't. Now Jalen Hurts is being productive. I mean, the Cleveland Browns have stuck with Baker Mayfield, and I think that's a bad idea, but they have.
Yeah. And that's what you
Thick and
have to
thin.
do sometimes. Yeah.
They have stuck with Baker Mayfield for years. I don't know how much
Yeah.
longer that will continue, but they have stuck with him for years.
Yeah.
The Eagles need to stick with somebody, and Jalen Hurts could be that someone.
Yeah.
I'd put him right up there with Kyler Murray or with Lamar Jackson or with, as far as dual threat quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He just might not have the team around him that these guys do.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So get him the team and then see what he does.
Yeah. I think we're doing that too. I mean, 3 draft picks.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but he's definitely earned my respect, and he showed a
Absolutely.
lot of that potential that we were talking about throughout the season. And yeah, I'll drink now because I said it. Potential, hey,
there you go.
Damn, that goes down smooth. Anyway, it's just he's grown throughout the season. The team has with him, and it's very cool. Now, as far as this week with the football team, I gotta think the Eagles are gonna pull the season sweep on this team. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with Kyle Allen starting or anything against the football team. They rattled off 4 or 5 wins in a row. They've now lost 3 in a row, and that Dallas game was ugly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was ugly. I swear I could hear like Duke, Apollo's manager, when he was getting beat on by Drago, just going, throw the damn towel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people are scared because we don't have Sanders, but I mean, I think we got a good enough, running back.
Still,
they have what's his face? They have Boston Scott Howard. That's my dude. He's healthy now. I think he may be a bigger back, but I think they can run him. And
even when Sanders exited the game with the broken hand, those two ran for a combined 100 yards afterward.
Yeah.
And a touchdown. So
yeah. And football players play with broken hands. I mean, it's probably tougher with a running back. I don't even know if they can do that. I don't know. I don't know. But he's definitely not here for Sunday's game. So we know that he's definitely out for Sunday's game. We'll see. Time will tell.
I mean, and the way the Eagles offense is set up, this is not like the Indianapolis offense where
they
can run the ball, but they got to give it to Jonathan Taylor 30 times. This is a back by committee offense. It's been all year long. Even when Miles Sanders was healthy, Jordan Howard still gets his touches. Boston Scott still gets touches. They still use Kenneth Gainwell out of the backfield, and it's been extremely successful. They've had like 5 games with 200 yards rushing or more. So it hurts, but when you look at what we do, doesn't really take away from their game plan or their scheme offensively. Because they just give it to anyone. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, and it's working. Stick with it.
So I'm definitely going to take the Eagles in this one against Washington, and then we'll see about Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah,
that'll be next week. But this week, I think the Eagles win, and I don't know. I'll say they win 28-10.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a closer game just because it's a division game, and the football team always plays well against their division rivalries. So I'm going to go 2016.
20-16, okay. I mean, and by the way, the last time we actually did this before Matty Daddy, Nick actually got a win against me. I don't think that's ever happened before. We've tied. He never beat me until that week.
Yeah.
So he beat me 14-12. There's now about 5 points in between the two of us with 2 weeks left.
Let's go, baby.
It's going to come down to the wire. I mean, we might do this during playoffs too. You never know. We shall see. But next game on the rundown doesn't seem to be, at least on paper, that competitive. You got the Atlanta Falcons, who are kind of a bubble team. Like, they're in the hunt. Going up against the Buffalo Bills, who have worked their way back into the division lead in the AFC East.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to Nick on this one. Do you think that Matty Ice has enough to go to Buffalo and pull out a W, or do you think the Bills just run all over this team, like just
Yeah.
stomp them?
I think they still have something to prove, right? They haven't made the playoffs just yet. The Bills.
No, I mean they have a division lead over the Patriots
Okay.
because of a tiebreaker.
Okay.
So if both teams
Yeah,
win
9 and
out,
6 and 9 and 6. I see it here.
if
Yeah.
both teams win out, they'd both be 11-6, but the Bills would hold the tiebreaker and they would win the division, and New England would be a wild card.
Yeah.
So they have plenty to play for down the stretch.
Okay. So yeah, I'm taking the Bills here. I just don't think they're gonna take this game lightly. I mean, they still need to win. Like you said, they're tied with the Patriots. So I got the Bills here, no doubt.
All right, give me a score because I'm gonna go the same way here.
Yeah, 36-14.
36-14. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take Buffalo too. I don't think Atlanta's got much left this season. Again, like I said, I know they're in the hunt. They're a bubble
Yeah,
team.
and they're kind of heating up a little, but still.
These last few weeks have been kind of ugly for them. Like just I mean, yeah, they could beat some bad teams, but every time they've gone up against a team that's like above 500 lately, they've
Yeah,
been getting the doors blown off of them.
yeah,
Absolutely smoked. And I'm gonna say that happens here too. I'm gonna say Buffalo wins convincingly 31-7.
okay,
I don't see a lot from Matty Ice and
yeah,
company. Wow. This next game is like who wants the better draft pick, really. I mean, you got the New York Giants with Daniel Jones out for the season, and I believe Mike Glennon will start this week, but
wow,
being that it's a Wednesday, we still got all the games on Sunday. We're not sure.
yeah,
They will be going into Chicago to take on the Bears. And we're not even sure who the Bears are going to start at quarterback. Could
yeah,
be Foles again.
yeah,
Could be Justin Fields. Might even be Andy Dalton's ass. We don't know.
yeah, yeah,
But I think between these two teams, Chicago definitely is the better team.
yeah,
I'm not just saying that for Devin and my Chicago people.
yeah.
I'm saying it because it's true. Okay.
Yeah. They're the good. They're a bad team, but better than the Giants.
Yeah, like I'm not saying Chicago is a great team. I'm saying
Yeah,
the Giants are a horrible team that will
yeah,
probably be blown up next year.
yeah. You would think.
So in that, the Bears might be looking for a new coach. The Giants might be looking for a new quarterback, a new coach, a new this, a new that.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna take the Bears in this one, and I don't know. I think this might be a stinker, so I'm gonna say
yeah.
17-9.
Damn. Okay. I got 22-16 the Bears. And like I said earlier, I think the Bears are a good bad team. They play well sometimes, but I think they can outplay the Giants. So I got the Bears here.
Okay. And now this next game is just mwah. You've got the Kansas City Chiefs, who have now won 8 in a row, number one seed in the
Yeah.
AFC, clinched their division, the whole nine. They will be going into Cincinnati to take on Joe Burrow and a Bengals team who just lit it up last week. I
Yeah.
mean, did
They're
Burrow
red
have like
hot.
540 yards last week?
41-21. He had give me a second. He had 525 yards with
That's
four.
what it was.
with
Because they
four-
called back a deep pass, and then he threw a little. Okay,
Yeah,
it
with
was
4 TDs. Impressive.
like
Yeah.
monstrous game. Joe Mixon had a monstrous game.
Yeah, they're heating up.
And they did it against a relatively good Ravens team.
Yeah.
I mean,
Injuries help them too.
Aaron Rodgers couldn't put up 41 points against him. Okay,
Yeah.
Joe
It's
Burrow
true.
could.
Yeah.
So it was very impressive, but do I think that's impressive enough to stop the Chiefs win streak at this point? And I got to be honest, the way they've been playing, even with guys, missing, like Kelsey didn't play due to COVID last week, and
Yeah.
They've kind of been hit and miss with Edwards-Helaire. He went out of the last game with an injury.
Yeah.
Nothing has slowed
Is
them down.
going. Yeah.
I don't know if Joe Burrow and the Bengals can slow the Chiefs down.
Yeah.
I see them going to Cincinnati and getting a win. It's not a very long, road trip.
Yeah.
Kansas City has been hot, regardless of who they're missing, whether it's guys like Kelsey, guys on their defensive line, you name it,
Yeah.
because COVID's hit everybody.
Yeah.
But it hit the Chiefs pretty hard too, and they still managed to just spank everybody on the way to this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll spank Cincinnati, but I think they'll win in a shootout.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
No. You don't have to give the scores.
Oh, I don't have to. Okay.
No, I'm going with Cincy. They're red hot, and you just named so many. 5. I could count 5 of issues they have with the Chiefs. I mean, Allaire, Holmes doesn't look like himself. Yes, they're on a big winning streak, but I just see Cincy coming in. I mean, they're playing at home, so that helps. Mixon's look good. Burrow is on another level right now. He is, even at press conferences, you can see you could just see him wanting to win the game. He has what it takes, and I think he's gonna, he has what it takes to win.
When you brought up press conferences, I giggled because I remember Joe Burrow talking about, how they're avoiding COVID problems because there's not a lot to do in Cincinnati. And then somewhere out of the void, Ocho Cinco popped up and went, "I could tell you about some stuff to do in Cincinnati."
Of course.
It's like,
no, please.
No.
Go back home. Yeah,
you like your former team, Chad? Shh.
Yeah. He's just oozing confidence right now, so I got him.
Matty, what's happening, homie?
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Nobody does it better, brother.
Yeah. So Burrow is just oozing confidence. It's just really fun to watch. So I got him.
Coming for that belt, Dom. Which one?
Yeah. My man.
It's good to see you, Maddie. Thanks again for showing up. But yeah, I mean, this game could go either way, honestly. I don't blame you for picking the Bengals, but this game could go either way.
Yeah.
I have bought into Kansas City with this win streak through all this adversity. They have just been amazing. And Patrick Mahomes finally looks like himself, like he got his head out of his ass. I don't know what happened, but they're going to be tough to stop. Maybe Cincinnati can stop them. Yeah. Maybe not. I know we're split, so we're just going to move on to the next game. And that would be another game with a lot of playoff implications, at least. You got the Arizona Cardinals, who after starting out 7-0 are like, what, 10-5 now?
Yeah.
They dropped their last game. They're going into Dallas to take on a Cowboys team that's already clinched the NFC East.
Yeah.
But it's been relatively hot. I mean, I was saying when they lost a couple of games, like, oh, here comes that meltdown. And then they shut me. I'll be honest, I hate to say it. They shut me right the fuck up.
Yeah, 56 points against the football team. That's impressive.
Throw the damn towel.
Seriously.
Like, I'm amazed after the game when they interviewed Dak Prescott, he just didn't look at the camera and go, "And if they die, they die."
Yeah. We hate saying it, but they look like a complete team. I mean, there are some issues. Zeke doesn't really look like himself. It is what it is. Dak doesn't look like himself, but they put up 56 points. It's impressive. It really is.
I wonder how much of this last week had to do with Amari Cooper coming out in the media and saying, like, our offense should be more explosive. It was at the beginning of the year, and then it tapered off. And the next thing you know, they're dropping 56 points, and Dak Prescott has one of his best games of the season after struggling for weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he lit a fire under them with that. I don't know if they took the advice. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it just felt like something, kind of clicked.
Yeah.
With Arizona, nothing seems to be clicking lately.
At all, yeah.
At all. Like, their defense has fallen apart. Their offense has gotten shaky at best. Kyler Murray has not looked good down the stretch, and this is not the first time for that either, boys and girls.
Yeah. Running back.
And yes, they're in a wild card spot now.
Yeah.
They've lost, 5 of their last 8.
Yeah.
They've got 2 games to go. They're tied. I think are they tied with the Rams for the division lead? They might be a game behind. I think they're tied.
Yeah.
I don't
Let's
have it
see.
up.
Who are we talking about?
The NFC West between the Rams and the Cardinals.
No, Rams are 11-4. Cardinals are
Okay,
10 and
so
5.
they're a game behind. They're
Yeah,
holding on to a wild card spot. But Arizona, I hate as much
let's hear
and
it.
I don't want to jinx. Arizona feels like the team that could almost drop out of the playoffs, like end up losing.
Yeah,
Instead of 5 of their last 8, like 7 of their last 10.
yeah, yeah.
Like go
They,
from 7-0 to 10-7 and end up tiebreakers. Yeah, you got to go.
yeah,
Or being that team that gets blown out in the first round.
yeah. They're just
And
so. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, feeling the way I do about them just makes me lean towards the Cowboys in this one.
Yeah, I think that's a smart decision. I mean, the Cowboys look hot. I don't think they're going to stop just because they made the playoffs. I mean, last week, 56 points. I mean, that wasn't just because they had to. It's because they could. And
Hmm.
they wanted to show people like you said, we're the team to beat. We just clinched the playoffs. We're not only going to beat the football team, we're going to put a whooping on them. So that's what they
Hmm.
did. So I don't think they're going to be stopped right now, and I don't think going into oh no, they're home.
Yeah, they're home.
I don't think the Cardinals. There's just so many things have happened to the Cardinals. It's just I think they need the off season come
Hmm.
back, write the new playbook, do what they got to do, study the playbook. I mean, do what they got to do, and come back next year. This is just not their year. So Cowboys win. It's not going to be like a 56-14 kind of thing. I think it's going to be like a.
Hope not.
I guess we're both picking. So I'll do. Let's go with 24-21. The Cowboys.
24-21. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say Cowboys win 30-20.
Okay.
And I know like DeAndre Hopkins missing most of the last 7
Yeah.
games hurts them too. Like they are not the same offense without him. I know
No.
they have other weapons, but
Yeah. They do.
nothing against AJ Green, nothing against the guys they have. You're just not DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. That
Who
is
knew?
true.
Everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so the next game definitely has playoff implications as well because I think outside of Kansas City, the hottest team in the NFL right now are the Miami Dolphins. I mean,
Yeah.
they were 1-7, but now 8-7. They won 7 in a row, even though some of them have been ugly, and they've
Yeah.
definitely had their fair share of injuries and stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They go to play a Titans team that is holding on to the NFC North by a game and still has an outside shot if the Chiefs slip up of getting to the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Nick go on this first. Do you think a healthier Titan team, comes in and takes and hands Miami its first loss in 8 weeks at home, or do the Dolphins end up winners of 8 in a row?
Yeah. I see the Titans similar to the Cowboys. They have something to prove. I feel like they have still something to prove next or this week against the Dolphins. As much as I love seeing the Dolphins win because, they're one of the oldest NFL teams. It's fun to see them win. It's really
Yeah.
fun. I just don't think they can win this game. I think the Titans are out for revenge. I feel like Tannehill's playing better. I feel like they're just a team that could get hot and, go really far in the playoffs. Uh-oh. He's gone. Come back. It's just me.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Come on. Dommy. Oh, Dom. Uh-oh. He's
Sorry
getting
about
up.
that. Sorry.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. Did we freeze or anything? Or I don't.
I think you did.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
weird. Very weird. Okay. Sorry. So you
So I was saying,
you were
uh,
saying
Dolphins, as much as they are playing really good ball, I just don't think they will beat the Titans. The Titans have something to prove, and I feel like they gotta, the Titans win here.
Okay. Okay. I'm not even going to ask you for a score because again, like Miami has been hot. Their defense has been playing great.
Yeah,
They've actually, picked up some backs late in the season, and Duke
a
Johnson and
shit
Philip
ton of them.
Lindsay,
Yeah,
who have really sparked their running game. And I like what I've seen out of Tua, which is the
yeah,
first time I've probably ever said that. But he's
yeah,
been playing really well since coming back from injury. And yeah, like Tennessee has been very up and down. They've had their fair share of injuries, and Tannehill has definitely had an up and down season.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
coming into that game against the 49ers, he had 14 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. And,
yeah.
well, he might have made his stats look a little better. The only thing I'll say is shout out to A.J. Brown because
He
I
looks
had
like a
some
monster.
last week. I had some guys between Adam Thielen. I didn't know if I could start him, whatever. And I went to the waiver wire and I immediately tried to pick up Antonio, or I mean, yeah, Antonio Brown, because I thought, well, Bucks ain't got nobody, right?
Yeah,
Well, somebody beat me to him, and then I realized AJ Brown was available and he was healthy, and I was like, well, fuck, I need somebody. Okay, I'll
yeah,
take him. And he just comes out and has 30 points for me and helps me get to
nuts.
the championship. Helps me through the championship round with a lead going into
There
this
you
week.
go.
I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I had him and Debo Samuel. So I did good.
Yeah. So
I
did
did
so did
damn good.
so did I, brother. I won my league, so I'm pretty happy.
Kenneth, what's happening,
Yo
guys?
yo,
How you
what's
been, my friend? Thanks for
good?
tuning in. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's nothing against the Titans.
Yeah,
I just think the Dolphins have been that hot.
yeah,
So yeah, we're gonna disagree on this one too. I'm going with the Dolphins on the road, baby. I feel like they got this, and
yeah,
I I want to feel like the news this week makes the Raiders feel like they got this, but I don't know because
yeah.
the Raiders will be traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts,
Yep.
who may be without Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
He tested positive and he's unvaccinated, and the usual protocol was he would have to miss 10 days. Well, they just adjusted that
yeah,
between the league and the Players Association to 5 days. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to even be back Sunday.
yeah,
But there's still an outside possibility.
yeah,
Looking at this, you have to think like,
yeah,
who the hell is even the backup quarterback for the Colts?
yeah. No clue.
Like, if you can get him, if Lamar is back this week, you might want to consider Josh Johnson. He's thrown for 300 yards in every game he's played this season, including against you. So you got a tryout when he
Yeah.
was with the Jets.
Seems like it's second string Sam Ellinger. Does
Well,
that sound familiar at all?
no.
Out of Texas, out of Texas, 6'1", 222. He's 23 years of age. So, yeah, that's going to be a tall task.
Yeah, it definitely won't be easy.
Yeah,
I mean, I love the Colts running game. I do.
yeah,
And Lord knows the Colts have won games like the game against the Patriots where Wentz was 5 for 12 for the game.
yeah,
But man, having a backup, the possibility of a backup quarterback
yeah,
that's probably never started an NFL game. I mean, it feels a little bit like the Saints this week on Monday with Ian Book,
yeah, yeah.
and that didn't go very well. But
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think I got to take the Raiders in this one. I
Oh
really
shit.
do.
My buddy is a big Raiders fan.
They're still in the hunt,
Oh,
and they've played some good football the last few weeks. And if the Colts don't have Carson Wentz, like it seems,
yeah,
it will hurt them. I mean, he has had a good, I know I talked about the 5 for 12, but Carson Wentz has had a good season,
yeah,
a very good season. And he's been responsible for a good chunk of those wins. I don't know if they can pull it off without him. So I got to
yeah,
take the Raiders. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Maybe it's just because maybe it's my tribute to Madden. I'm taking the
yeah.
Raiders. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts here just because I think their team is A, more complete, and B, they have the best running back in the league right now. I don't think anyone can stop that. I don't care if it's a second stringer who's 23 years of age. He's probably never played it down in his life, a full game. I don't see that being the issue there. So I got the Colts here, and the Raiders. They just always seem to lose the games that they need. So I got the Colts. No score is necessary. So
No,
let's
no, we
go back to
disagree again.
back.
I think we're going to agree on this one.
Yep.
I know the last couple of weeks the Patriots have lost and Mac Jones has struggled at times.
Yeah.
But this week, Mac and the Patriots are home and
Yeah.
playing the Jaguars,
Yep.
who I will readily admit have probably looked better without Urban Meyer than they ever did with him, but still
Yeah.
haven't won.
Yeah.
They're still the Jags. They just
Yeah.
maybe look a little bit better, but they also lost James Robinson last week to an Achilles injury, and
Yeah.
after he got out of the doghouse and started performing, so that's kind of heartbreaking. I can't see anything other than
No.
a Patriots win in this game. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you on that one. I think it's going to be 20-3, the Patriots. I think they still have a shit ton of they still have a lot to prove. So they haven't been looking as good as as they did during that streak of winning. And I think the Jags are a great team for them to bounce back. So
Man, you picked my exact score. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to change it up
let's
a little.
hear
I'm
it.
going to say 24-6.
Okay.
Patriots.
2 field goals.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Jack's got
Shit
a decent
happens.
kicker. That's after Urban Meyer injured Josh Lambo, they found this kid Wright, and he can actually hit a field goal, so they might
Yeah.
get a couple. But
Yeah.
yeah, this was like, and again, I know anything could happen because if you would have asked me last week, I would have said the Falcons are going to beat the dog snot out of the Detroit Lions with a
Yeah.
backup quarterback, and it was damn close.
Yeah.
So at one
Yeah.
point, the Lions were winning that game.
Yeah.
So anything can happen, but when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing Patriots and nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. They need this win here.
Oh, this is part of the scenario for the Eagles too. This is the Carolina Panthers going to New Orleans to take on the Saints, and we're not even sure if Taysom Hill will be back.
Yeah.
He was on the COVID list, so was Trevor Siemian. We'll be getting Eve Book again.
Yeah.
Then you look at the Panthers, and
Yeah.
God, they've been
Depleted.
awful.
Yeah, they look.
Even the platoon quarterbacking with Sam Darnold
Yeah.
and Cam Newton just made it seem like you still don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. Oh God, what was the scenario? The Panthers had to beat the Saints for the Eagles to clinch a spot.
There's no. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. If all those, I just don't know. What do you,
I know.
what are you
both
thinking
teams
here?
right now are just so bad. It's hard to actually picture one of them winning. But
Yeah. Well, Alvin returned last week, so that's something. But
that's something. But didn't really help him against the Dolphins, though.
Yeah.
All
right. Who do you got? Drum roll, please.
I'm gonna go in my Eagles fandom here, and I'm gonna say Carolina.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Carolina gets the win, and everything plays out the way it's
Yeah.
supposed to for the Eagles to clinch this week. So the Cowboys game won't mean as much, but it probably won't mean as much to Dallas either.
Yeah.
So
I'll
say Carolina.
I got the
You
Saints.
got the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as much as I want them to lose, to lose, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think the Panthers know what they're doing. To have 2 quarterbacks play in one game, that's just not what you want, So
not really.
I got the Saints here.
I don't know if he originated it, but I know Madden used to say, if you have 2 quarterbacks that you're using in the same game, you probably don't have a quarterback.
Yep. It's true. Uh-oh, he gone. Come back. Come back. Come back. Hey, at least no one's watching. Come on. Uh-oh, it's just me. Well, looks like I am the of the Sports Syndicate podcast, week 17 with a boom.
Okay, sorry.
He's back.
I guess the storm kicked up and I had a little bit of a power blink there, but I'm back. Sorry about that.
He's back.
But yeah, nobody, resembles that Madden adage for quarterbacks, like the Carolina Panthers this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they've tried what 3 quarterbacks now and haven't really done well with any of them.
No,
So
they need something, and I don't think it's a rookie, quarterback from the draft. I think they need someone to step in, like a veteran
yeah,
quarterback. I don't know who would want to go there.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed because this is part of the scenario for the Eagles to clinch the playoffs. So let's go Carolina. Let's go Carolina.
Let's go. Come on, baby.
Now I know the Bucks have been rattled with injuries between Godwin missing the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette is going to be out until at least the playoffs. The list goes on and on. I think they even had Shaq Barrett in their last game go down with a knee injury.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're on the road going to New York.
Yeah, to play the Jets.
To take on the Jets.
Yeah.
You got to think Bucks in this one regardless. Like Mike Evans might return for this game. Antonio Brown had an amazing performance last week in his return. And, the running game was pretty good without Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, Jones looked good.
And the Jets defense is
atrocious.
Not so good.
Yeah.
Not so good. Like they're against the pass, they're like, but against the run, they give up a ton of yards.
Yeah.
So I gotta go with the Bucks in this one. I do. There's no way. I'm gonna say, let's say Bucks win 27-14.
Damn you. I got 26-7.
26-7. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's not much to say about that. I mean, Tampa's locked up the division. Yeah. They're still in the hunt for the number 1 seed, so they got to keep playing and they got to keep winning. And this doesn't look like that much of an obstacle. We'll see maybe next week. I don't know.
Yeah, and Tom Brady as your quarterback, a Hall of Famer, probably the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. He's not going to lose against the Jets. Come on.
No, probably not. Probably not.
No.
So the next game has 2 bubble teams from the same division, the AFC West, going head to head. The Denver Broncos, who will probably, I'm thinking they're still going to be without Teddy Bridgewater, but he could be cleared from the concussion this week. Either way, they go in to play the LA Chargers, and hopefully they'll get Nick Bosa back, because if that defense was bad without him, they're horrible. Yeah. I mean, did the Texans not show that? Like Rex Burkhead running all over them, Davis Mills looking like Peyton Manning, that kind of thing. So it's an interesting game because yes, you don't know exactly, who's the quarterback for the Broncos or which one of these teams wants to make the playoffs, if either.
Yeah.
Because they're both still in the hunt, but their chances are dwindling. And just, as far as things sit right now, I don't think the Broncos are a playoff team.
No.
I think the Chargers could be.
Yeah.
If they're able to get healthy. I mean, they had no Nick Bosa, no Austin Eckler. The list went on and on last week. If they can get some of those guys back, I think they could be a playoff contender and maybe even make some waves. So you got to think the Chargers are going to beat the Broncos at home to keep their playoff chances alive.
I think they're a good enough team to survive until the players come back. I just don't know if the Broncos are that good of a team, even with Teddy Bridgewater, and even if the whole team's healthy, I still don't see them beating a Chargers team that is injured. So I got the Chargers here, and I think you do too. So I'm going to
say, last time I did the score first, you said "damn you," so I'm going to let you go first.
All right, I got 17-13 Chargers.
Oh, okay. Trying to think of a good middle ground for whether or not Bridgewater plays, because they can put up some points when he does. Drew Lock,
yeah.
I don't know about that kid. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'll take the Chargers. We'll say, 21-17.
Okay. Competitive game.
Okay, here's another part of the equation for the Eagles. San Francisco 49ers are home.
Yeah.
They're playing a Houston Texans team, which, as I said, has looked better the last couple of weeks, won a couple of games. maybe fucked up their draft pick a little bit, but that's beside the point. They're still playing. They're playing for pride. Davis Mills
Yeah.
has looked damn good. I mean, damn good, like to the point where maybe you don't need to look at a quarterback next year if you're the Texans. You
Yeah.
know,
Seriously.
like I know the Watson scenario, but this kid looks like he's getting it. You've
Yeah.
got a guy like Tyrod Taylor to back him up.
Yeah.
Maybe you're good, regardless of Deshaun. Like maybe you're good. Look into something else on your team. Lord knows you got some holes.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Oh.
Blown out.
He gone. He gone.
God damn it.
No, you're
Sorry,
back.
guys. Sorry. I love that it was supposed to rain all day and it didn't start until we were this deep into the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I was saying, I'm not saying the Texans are going to get blown out,
Yeah.
especially with Jimmy Garoppolo hurting his thumb, probably going with Trey Lance this week.
Yeah.
But we also haven't seen Trey Lance with a full complement around him in that offense. Like when he was playing, there was no George Kittle, there was no
Yeah.
Debo, there
Good
were a
point.
lot of guys on the injury list.
Yeah.
So this is if you want to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo right now, this is Trey Lance's tryout.
Yeah.
You've got everybody go out there and win us a game and get us into and keep our playoff chances alive.
Yeah.
Help the Eagles. Most importantly,
Come on.
help the Eagles.
Yep.
So again, I got to keep the scenario. I got to keep the hope alive. And because they are a pretty damn good team, regardless of what happened, against the Titans,
Yeah.
I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers in this one.
Yep, me too. I just think they're more of a complete team. As much as I, want to root for the Texans and Mills, I just feel like the Niners, even without Jimmy G, can still beat a Texans team. And yes, I know the Texans put up, like 41 points last week. They looked like a really good team against the Chargers, who are a pretty decent team when they're healthy. But I don't see the Texans winning here. The Niners are at home. I just don't see it. So I got the Niners as well. Did you pick your score yet?
I did not. I did. I wrote it down. I'm going to say San Francisco wins in a tight game, 20-17.
Yeah, I like that. Give me 24-22 Niners.
24-22. Okay. Niners. All right. So a team that is actually, like we said, the Texans have played better. I got to give the Lions a lot of credit too. They've won some games. They've looked good. Even had a shot at beating Atlanta last week with what's his name, Nick Boyle at quarterback. They've won games with their third string running back in. Wherever this kid Amara St. Brown came from, like I'm sure fantasy owners are happy to have him now.
Yeah.
And they look like a team that, I know we had talked about it earlier, and I don't know if we changed your mind, but they look like a team that is playing for Dan Campbell so he keeps his job.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, they got to go into Seattle, take on a Seahawks team, which has also played a little bit better. I just don't know if they're fighting for Pete Carroll's job as much as, Detroit would be for Campbell. When asked, Pete Carroll said they don't need to rebuild, they need to retool. And I'm just wondering if he's going to be there for the retooling.
Yeah, he's a tool. I hate Carroll.
But, not knowing where Jared Goff is and not knowing exactly who is going to be playing for the Lions with all their injuries and COVID and that type of stuff. I've liked what Seattle's been able to do on offense lately. Like Russell Wilson is starting to look like himself again. Even DK Metcalf has been more involved in the offense. And I got to go with Seattle on this one. And no offense, I see you, Lions. Like you're fighting. You're fighting, but I just don't think you have enough fight to take out Seattle at home.
Yeah, as much as it is fun to watch the Lions, I don't think the Seahawks can lose against the Bears last week and then the Lions this week. Even though maybe they're not fighting for their coach, they're still fighting to win games. They still have Russell Wilson, who is a complete player. And the team does, like you said, does look decent. They look like they're playing for a playoff, which they're not, but still,
Yeah.
they look like a good team. So I got the Seahawks here.
Okay. Okay. You want to give the first score?
Yeah. 20 to 17. We'll keep it
20 to
easy.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Lions have, something left in them, but I just don't see them winning.
Yeah, I'll say 24 to 14. But yeah, you got to give credit to the Lions for the fight in them. I mean, as badly as they started off, they don't even have the first pick anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there could be worse. Is all if you're a Lions fan, there's worse now.
Yeah.
Another team that, yeah, you got to love them, that has fought all year long, but I think it's finally catching up to them. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be
Yeah.
at home taking on the LA Rams, clinging to playoff life at this point.
Yeah.
Like, they are, I think, one game over 500 right now. They're chasing the Bengals for the division.
Yeah.
2 games left. I think if they don't win the division, they're probably just done.
Yeah.
Because there are teams like the Dolphins with a similar record that beat them. So it's
Yeah.
division or bust for this team. And
Yeah.
Rams have looked good lately. I know they put Darrell Henderson, their starting running back, on injured reserve, but they just took Cam Akers, who was a fantasy beast last year,
Yeah, he
off of
was.
injured reserve.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sony Michel has looked damn good.
Yeah.
And they're even with some missing pieces in their offense due for whatever reason, like, some of it's injury, some of it's COVID, they've still fought hard. They've looked good. I hate to say it for the Rams, I hate to say it for the Ravens, but I think the Rams are going to win this one. Knock them down, knock the Ravens to 8-8, and that might be it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the hole that the Ravens are in has started since week 1 with all the injuries, and then John Harbaugh not really doing what he should be doing for, going for 2 to tie the game.
Yeah.
He went to win it. I can understand
Twice.
maybe. Yeah.
The game in Pittsburgh, and then the game in the game against Green Bay.
Yeah. I can understand maybe do it once a year, if that at all. I don't know. I think the team is in such it's in disarray with the injuries, Lamar. It just doesn't look good. So I got what do we got here?
Sorry, I'm lying. I'm laughing at that. The Lions. The only thing worse is Detroit. Oh shit, that's the Lions' home. Yes, yes, it is.
Yep. Yeah.
So you got me on that one.
I don't see the Ravens here. They can't dig themselves out of a hole. So I got.
We're not even sure who's going to start for the Ravens. Like, last report I saw was that even today, Lamar Jackson's walking with limp. So is he going to be good enough to go? Tyler Huntley has looked good, but he hit the COVID list last week. And I don't know if he's going to be ready this week. It could be Josh Johnson again. We don't know.
Yeah.
We really don't know. But I think regardless, I don't see it being enough. And I'll say the Rams win 27-10.
Yep. Damn you. 24-10.
Every time I pick first, he says, damn you. I should just let him pick every time.
Damn you.
All right. So the last part of the formula for the Eagles getting to the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers at Lambeau taking on the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night in
Lambeau,
Wisconsin. Sorry, I didn't know. I had to think.
You're like, wait, where's Green Bay? Yeah, I've been there.
Yep. Yeah. There's just no chance in hell. I just don't see this being a competitive game at all. I think Zimmer is he's just a horrible coach. I don't see the Packers losing here. I think Rodgers still has so much to prove, and even though he was MVP last year, I got the Packers kicking ass.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I know the Vikings beat them by, in a close game at home. But they also had Dalvin Cook, and they're probably not going to have him. Yeah. They also had Adam Thielen, and he's out for the year.
Yep.
They're missing a few pieces on offense. Their defense lately has been a little shaky at
Yeah.
best. Um, and they're just not a consistent football team. I mean, it showed all year long. They've been in these close games. They've lost them. They built up that huge lead against the Steelers. They almost blew that.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers has been playing out of his mind the last few weeks.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It feels like he's finally starting to put some trust in those weapons outside of Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
like Valdez
Lazard.
Scantlin and Lazard. And, even AJ Dillon has stepped up big time for that running
Big
game.
time. Yeah.
So I got to take the Packers myself.
Yep.
It might be a close-ish game. I'm going to say Packers win 31-20.
Yeah. I got 27-10. I don't think it's going to be a close game.
Either way,
Yeah.
every pick I made goes for the formula that gets the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a
Come
homer,
on.
but I'm probably not wrong either. So you can
No.
take that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna finish the week off on Monday night with division
This.
rivalry
Yeah.
game. Two teams clinging to playoff life like by a fucking thread.
Yeah.
You have the Pittsburgh Steelers in Heinz Field welcoming in the Cleveland Browns, who I think have now lost like back-to-back games by 2 points. Like, even after the debacle Baker Mayfield had with the Packers where he threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah. Looked awful.
And if I could say one thing about both of these teams, neither one of them look right now like they belong in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Pittsburgh a little more so because they've taken some hardcore L's, and Ben Roethlisberger is not who he used to be, and the rest of the team is young, and TJ Watt is having an incredible season, but it seems like every game he's leaving with an injury at some point and missing the rest. Like, I know he's had 17 or 18 sacks, and he has an outside shot at setting the NFL record, but I don't know the last time he played a full game. And with Cleveland, you got Baker Mayfield struggling. You've got, they can run the ball, but they don't as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
And, on top of it, they've had their COVID their issues. They've played their third string quarterback at some of they look like they could be a playoff team, but out of these two, they look like the closest thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think either one of them belong. I'm gonna take the Cleveland Browns in Pittsburgh.
Damn. Cool.
I got just because I think they're the better team, and Nick is going to take the Steelers. So we shall see.
I think they're going to rally behind not only Tomlin, who's a great coach, but Roethlisberger. As much as I dislike him as a person, I feel like they're going to rally around him and play their asses off.
I love Mike Tomlin. I really do. I'm not a big Ben guy. I'm not much of a Steelers fan, but Mike Tomlin is an amazing coach.
Absolutely. I 110% agree. I think they're going to rally around Tomlin. I think they're going to rally around Roethlisberger, and I think they're going to beat the Browns because no one likes Baker Mayfield. So, I don't know. Maybe a few.
That is also true. I don't know. I think Bruce, when he was on here, he might have been the only guy that stood up for Baker Mayfield when I said, dude, is just not it.
No,
he's just not it.
He doesn't shake people's hands. He's just an arrogant asshole, and I hope he gets his ass kicked.
You ever been in a room full of buddies or family members, and somebody says something needs to be done, like, "Oh, someone's got to take the trash out." You go, "Not it."
Yeah.
I feel like if he's in a room with all the elite quarterbacks, and they say somebody's got to be an elite quarterback, Baker Mayfield's going to be the first one to go, "Not it."
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't know. He's just a cocky, arrogant ass, and I'm just pulling for the Steelers.
Now, if you don't mind, I did get a question or two just around football, around a couple of these quarterbacks in the league. And since we ended in Pittsburgh, it reminded me of it.
Let's do it.
I think Chris asked me, what do you think of Aaron Rodgers and the possibility of him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers next year?
That would be awesome. That is something you would see in a Hollywood script. I would love to see it. I would just love to see him and Tomlin work together. That
I
would be
mean,
awesome.
he is not a statue like Big Ben has become,
No.
but and that offensive line is not very good.
Yeah.
But again, off season comes up, cap gets cap gets
Yeah.
larger. You can patch up that line. You can bring people in. You can draft people. If they were able to get Aaron Rodgers on a team that is relatively young around Big Ben
Yeah.
this year, Deontay Johnson has only been here a couple of years. Chase Claypool was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Najee Harris is a rookie this year. So is Freiermuth. And these guys are already huge contributors.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be getting Juju Smith-Schuster back, and they're going to be able to add to that offense.
Yeah.
And if you brought Aaron Rodgers in,
Yeah.
even with the way they are assembled right now,
they would win. Yeah.
they're NFC North champs. Like
Yeah.
they
It would be
might
very
they might be a
interesting.
Super Bowl favorite. I mean, their defense is very good.
Yeah.
Their offense is very young, but it's talented.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to keep that, win now mentality like you had when you brought Ben Roethlisberger back this season,
Yeah.
who better than Aaron Rodgers?
Exactly. Who better?
Exactly. And he also asked, name some quarterbacks who you think won't be starting for their current team next year.
Huh.
Well, Baker Mayfield is one.
Yeah. That's true.
And unfortunately, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is probably another.
Yeah.
Like he had a good stretch of games, but he's been a little inconsistent. They
Yeah.
drafted a quarterback in the first round, and he's going to get another opportunity to show what he could do again with a full complement.
Yeah.
And if he plays well, I
Yeah.
don't know if they keep Jimmy. I could almost see Jimmy Garoppolo going to a team like the Browns and taking them to the next level after Baker Mayfield is gone.
Yeah.
As
I think
far
the
as-
most logical one would be someone like the Panthers. I don't think Cam Newton's the answer there.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
they think Cam Newton's the answer, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And if we want to have fun with it, maybe the Falcons, maybe like you said, the Packers. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities, but I don't know how realistic that would be.
Yeah. And even if Aaron Rodgers, for whatever reason, decides he wants to stay in Green Bay,
Yeah.
which is a possibility. I mean, they
I think
certainly
so.
had his back throughout the COVID thing, and he looked genuinely touched after he passed Favre. He got the the congratulation video from him and all that.
Yeah.
If he were to stay in Green Bay after this year, I could see a guy like Matt Ryan going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He needs.
He might have a couple of good years left in him, and that team is
he does.
around him not very good.
Yeah, and
But
you've
Steelers are.
You've seen it too. Matty Ice has had 2 or 3 really good games this year, and it's somebody that I still root for just because I don't know. He seems like an overall good person. I would love to see him leave the Falcons.
He's a suburb of Philly guy. I respect that.
Too.
I mean, I want him to succeed. I don't know if he can in Atlanta anymore.
Yeah.
They already got rid of Julio. They've got rid of everybody else that was on that Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
A lot of it, if we're going to be completely real about, a lot of it has to of his struggles this year has to do with Calvin Ridley just not playing.
Yeah. Not showing up,
citing mental issues and saying he had to go work on him and leaving. I'm not blaming him.
Yeah,
I'm not.
We can't.
I didn't blame Lane Johnson when he missed 3 or 4 games for the same thing. I'm not going to blame Calvin Ridley. But when you're missing your number one receiver and the guys behind him, you either haven't heard of or haven't for years. Like I hadn't seen Tajay Sharp in seasons. I remember he was with the Titans before Tannehill, and then all of a sudden there he is.
Yeah.
It's like, where did you come from, homie?
Yeah. I think the interesting one could be someone like Baker. I mean, they've stuck with him for these many years. I don't know how many exactly, but I don't know. Maybe it's time to move on. And you could look at someone. Go ahead.
And I don't know for sure, but considering his age, and his track record, I don't know if we'll see Brady back. I know there are people who say, Tom wants to play till he's 50, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying he wins another Super Bowl this year, but if he does, what does he have left to prove?
Yeah. And
And even
how
if he
much?
doesn't, does he want to do all the shit he's got to do to come back and try and get another one? Even if he
Yeah.
doesn't, what does he have left to prove?
And I mean, if you look at it, the Buccaneers in 2 or 3 years are going to start rebuilding again just because that's what you do after a Super Bowl. Does he want to stick
Mm-hmm.
around? I don't think so. So it's a good point. Maybe Rodgers goes to the, Tampa Bay.
It could. You never
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
mean, if Tom
Come
Brady
to Philly.
retires, why not just bring another number 12 in? Okay, Aaron,
Yeah.
come on. You're with us now. Fuck it.
Yep.
Oh, man. Aaron Rodgers in Philly. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, we just had what, a 20-minute segment about no, Hurts
No,
is
no,
the
no. But at the
yeah,
same time, it's hard not to
maybe.
drool when you think
Yeah.
about a guy like Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
in an Eagles uniform.
It's fun
It's
to
not.
dream.
It's nothing against Jalen Hurts. We can dream.
Yeah.
It's our fucking show.
Yeah. Yeah. No chance in hell, but it would be really cool to see
No,
someone like
no
that.
chance in hell.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not totally certain about this one either, but I think we might see Derek Carr in his last season with the Raiders.
Yeah, that's another one too. Because they stuck with him for as long as you can with I don't want to say mediocre because he is a decent quarterback. I think he is kind of in the same situation with someone like Matty Ice. I don't think they have enough puzzle pieces or enough tools to succeed. They have a really
Yeah.
good running game, but they're always in and out. Drake and what's his name? Johnson? No, Drake and
Oh, they got Drake and Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs. They
Yeah,
just
they
they
even
have
brought in Peyton Barber after Drake went on
yeah
IR.
yeah. I just I don't know, but it would be interesting to see.
I mean, the guy has had some circumstances with the Raiders in his
Yeah.
tenure. I mean, he was having an MVP caliber season. He got hurt. Then he
Yep.
came back, and the team just wasn't what it was.
No.
And they've tried to rebuild it, and as they're trying, you got these Gruden issues and all the stuff that we've talked about all season
Yeah.
long.
Countless. Yeah.
And it's not been an easy position for him. But
No.
again, I feel, and I said it already a couple of times, but I feel like if you took Derek Carr and you put
Yeah.
Derek Carr on the Steelers next year,
Yeah.
he puts up tremendous numbers, and they're easily division
That would be
champions.
so much fun to watch. I would love to see that. I just want something to go right for Tomlin, He's just
Yeah,
such a good dude.
but at the same time, I kind of want something right to go. I kind of want something to go
For
right for
Carr.
Derek Carr
Yeah.
because he is. No offense to the Raiders, especially after John Madden died. I feel like I'm just blasphemous at this point, but I gotta say it. The Raiders have been such a shaky organization throughout Derek Carr's entire career.
It's
Like
true.
they have never gotten on track. They have never found the right coach, the right GM. They have
Yep.
never put a team out there that you thought, oh, this is a winner.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers are one of the most rock solid organizations in NFL history, not just today, like
Yeah.
ever. They don't have head coaching issues, they don't have GM issues, they don't have none of that shit. And if
Yeah.
they have a problem with a player, doesn't matter how good you are. Antonio Brown, leave. Plexico Burris, leave.
Yeah.
You don't like it here. You don't like the coach, get the fuck out.
Yeah. I heard they almost did that with Claypool too.
They almost did, yeah.
Yeah.
And because that's just how they roll. And
Yeah.
so when you put a guy
Which
like
you'd love to
Carr,
see. Yeah.
when you put a guy like Carr in an organization that is the polar opposite of the Las Vegas Raiders,
Yeah.
what can he do?
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting to see
It is.
if these guys move, where they move to,
Yeah.
who wants to take a chance on some of these guys. Like if Baker Mayfield, if the Browns move on, who wants him?
Yeah.
If Jimmy
Not us.
Garoppolo moves on, who
Who
wants him?
wants them?
There's not a lot of there's not a lot of teams in this league that don't have a
Yeah.
solid or young quarterback to build around right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Like maybe Baker ends up on the Raiders and Derek Carr goes to the Steelers or something like that.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, Cam Newton. Who wants him? No one.
Nobody. I don't even think he should have got this chance, honestly.
No.
Like I brought up a guy like Josh Johnson, who's been a journeyman and been in the XFL, done all these things. In 2 games, Josh Johnson has better numbers and more passing yards than Cam Newton in his 5 or 6. and he can run too. But
Yeah.
but it's Cam though. Well, so what?
Yeah.
When was the last time Cam Newton had a good season?
Don't know.
The year they went to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
like 2014, 2015, I can't remember, got destroyed by the Broncos, mainly because of Cam.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why that dude keeps getting opportunities. Like, I was all for it. Like, okay, you got the job. You're here. Go out there and prove that you can still do it. And he couldn't. He just can't.
Yeah.
It is time to stop giving Cam Newton a job.
Yep. See ya, bud.
That's simple, y'all. I mean, at this point, if I'm an NFL GM and I need a quarterback, I'm calling like Colin fucking Kaepernick before Cam Newton. No lie.
Yeah. Somebody.
You want to kneel? I don't give a shit. Can you throw a pass? Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how you gonna blackball a guy from a league where the back of the end zone it says "end racism"? That's what he was trying to fucking do.
Yeah. Yep. We could go on and on about that.
But we'll digress because we've been around long enough, I believe, and we've talked enough. So I want to thank everybody that tuned in will tune in. I definitely want to thank my man Nick for showing up again.
Absolutely, dude.
This is my guy. Like, we are the Syndicate at this point, and everybody else is just rotating guests. Yeah. And I appreciate you for it, and I definitely appreciate you having me on the UW pod. That was fucking
that was
fun.
A lot of fun, dude.
We had a great episode. We talked a lot of shit. It was cool. And I want you to let everybody know where they can find that podcast so they can go listen to my episode and the many others.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. You can follow us on Twitter at the UW Pod and Instagram at UW Podcast. We do have a website, uwpod.com. You don't have to go to iTunes. You don't have to go to Spotify. Just go right to the website, and you can listen to all the episodes. Like Dom said, he was just on the most recent one. It's doing really good with number-wise, so it's good. We're growing each and every episode. It's fun to interact with listeners and viewers and all that. So, keep your eyes and ears open. We're coming up with a new episode very soon. Just a year-end review, 2021. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to be doing something. We're going to be doing something similar to that Friday too, so that ought to be fun. I always love.
It's fun,
like a best of show, for the year. So it's going to be fun. And, I'm glad our episode is doing well. I would take the moment to say, fuck Roman Reigns. This is your needle mover right here. Okay. What you need, you need a decade of Psycho in your life. That's what you need.
There you go. Sell it, Dom.
Even WWE would be better off with me. Those ratings would be through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you do want to tune in for the live stream Friday where we give you our best of 2021 with pro wrestling, you can always follow this YouTube channel, TRWT parentheses of Foxton John, and you'll find our old episodes as well as all the episodes of the Sports Syndicate. You can catch this show. We don't have a really fancy website like Nick does, but we have a podcast page where you can go and see and listen to our episodes there, or pick your favorite platforms, because we are pretty much everywhere that these bad boys are distributed, and that is at anchor.fm/Foxton. And again, I hope we see some of you guys Friday as Bruce and Wendy and I go through the best of. Definitely tune into UW Pod's end of the year bash. I'm sure that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to hear that. And enjoy week 17, y'all. I hope your teams win, and unless they're out of it, let them get the draft pick. The draft pick. And if you're in that fantasy championship this week, take it home. I know I will.
Yes, sir.
Catch you next week, folks.
Peace.